Hey everyone, thank you, the Santi Music, for the follow. Give me a minute, I'll get some coffee, and we are live. Hello, hello, how's everybody doing? Buenas, buenas, ¿cómo andan? How's it been? I'm probably gonna get my headphones first, but let's go. Another day, another game jam. So for those that are not aware, hey, yo! How you doing, Skyman? How you doing, Osama? It's been a while. So, last time I streamed was on Wednesday, I think, because Thursday and Friday I took it off. I took the days off. On Thursday I actually coded, but didn't stream. On Friday I took the day off because it's a day off here in Uruguay. At least the whole week is kind of is because of we call it tourism week instead of Easter week because we're a secular country. Long story short, we're a secular country, so we don't do actual, Christian holidays and stuff. We just rebrand them because Christianity is still like the key and main religion here, but we just call them differently. Oh, you're cleaning your house with my stream on the background. Cool. Thank you. You're going to hear me talk to myself a lot, but yeah, thank you a lot. Thanks for the support. Aloha. Aloha, Santi. How you doing? But yeah, you haven't seen what you saw. If you managed to see the earlier streams, you're gonna see something like a lot more advanced. Because on Thursday I did like a whole ass lock in to get buen dia. Oh, that's another Rodrigo there, another colleague called Rodrigo, just like myself. He's like, what are you, like 4 blocks away from here? Like, yeah. Uh, and yeah, as I was saying, is I did a lot of stuff on Thursday that I didn't stream, so I'm just gonna catch you up on that. It's gonna be I'm gonna first mute this because I implemented some of the music that Ionote has done, and I should mute that unless we all want to get flashbanged on our ears. Give me a second. Audio. There we go. So audio. Let's not. There we go. So right now I'm at the office. Hey, say hi to anybody else that I know that's at the office with you. So this is nothing. It has nothing to do with what you saw on Wednesday. If you saw the Wednesday stream, because I implemented some of the art from Funky Space Alien, and these are like early sketches for the characters. And I did a couple of things. I improved some of the. Let's see. So I improved some of the squash and stretch when jumping. You can still charge to jump, and I also did a rough version of the special attacks. The idea is to have like a special attack for each character, and like in the case of I, which is the little panda purple girl, goes like boop and shoots a little heart on her way up, and it's like changes your trajectory and your momentum. You just throw that heart. That heart can damage players, like opponents, while hip, was it hip or hop? Hip. The white rabbit can do like a whoop, like a slide. It shouldn't do it shouldn't do that in that direction. It should do it like in the opposite direction. But this is something like, hey, early jank. Can you change direction while launching the heart? Right now it just cuts all momentum and let me see, cuts all momentum and just makes you jump upward. It doesn't move you either side. Hola en español. How you doing, Mohast? Thank you for coming. No, she doesn't change. This is not written in stone. What we're doing right now is what at least what I'm trying to do, and what I'm probably going to do today is going to be more a bit more boring, if you will, because I'm going to go a bit into the bushes to make the code a bit more abstract and decouple a couple of things. Even though it sounds redundant, is on purpose because right now, if we look at the code in construct, like the input is very coupled to specific keys and specific actions. And the idea is to split that into different things. Like the input triggers a function, and that function is tied to a specific uh, action based on context, like the state of the character and whatnot. And by decoupling that, I have a better chance to eventually have like a key mapping option for players, or at worst, you can edit on a separate, I don't know, JSON file for that kind of configuration, right? So that's going to be on one end. On the other end, same thing for the character stats. The idea is to have the characters have different stats, as in different gravities, different jump strength, or different horizontal movement, and to have that separated from the core game, as in separated on a build or something, or on a JSON file externally, could help you test more easily without the need of making a new build. Even though builds here are made in seconds, it's more of a tool for the rest of the team for them to try different things without needing me to create a new build, right? So that's at least what I'm gonna go for right now. In the meantime, Funky Space Alien is working on a like an art document to share with a new member of the team, which is Pencil Wing, and some of you might know him as Franco Suki, which is also a member of our studio. And I've worked with Pencil in a lot of projects. You might know him as the father of El Poderoso from Versus. He's a great artist, and he's also like an all-round powerhouse that does a lot of stuff. Uh, and I'm sorry, am I? I'm gonna read a chat. Sorry. Is there a more rural version of hola? No. Hey, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cuál hay? Uh, muted. Do you have a dongle or your headphones that accidentally mutes your mic? Not that I know of. You're not muted anymore. Was I muted? Somebody else noticed if I was muted. At least the microphone like little gain signal is still vibrating every time I talk, so I'm just keeping that in check. So he's a father. Well, congrats to him. What? Wait, what? Did I said something? Sorry, Osama. What was that? Uh, I thought you were muted. No. Good to hear. Cool. So yeah, Pencil, the father of El Poderoso. I got that now. No, Franco, Pencil. We've worked together in almost all of our latest fighting games. So he's very like he knows a lot about the stuff behind closed doors and behind the curtain. So he has even coded on Construct. So this will be no surprise to him. And Funky is gonna be the art lead, and Franco Pencil is gonna help him out. And on music, it's still Iron Out. So they're currently sketching some music for the game. What they've done so far is pretty cool. So things are looking good in that sense. So let me go back to showing you some of the stuff that Funky has done. Where is it? Library. It's this, it's this, it's this. Okay. So this is some of the characters that Funky has been working on. The idea is to have the ideal is to have all 5 of them working in the game at the end of the jam. I don't know if that's going to be possible because, time constraints and scope. You're having a hard time seeing all the things. So just give me a minute. Did I delete the original image? Yeah, I did. But let's look at it here in the library. Do you see? Yeah. So you have eye, palm, frevo, and hip. Those are like the four characters he first sketched. Are they animal themed? Yes, the idea is to be animal themed. Funky's idea, and I'm actually enjoying running with it. And then it's Jazz, which is the cat girl on black and white here, and this is like a wink to the secondary theme of the jam, which is cat girls. The idea is each character has different stats and different special moves, and again, the objective of the game is land on somebody else's head. Some people on the Discord have mentioned that it sounds like Joust, like the classic Joust. You know, the little you have like this ostriches and flying around, or even balloon fight, but with the mechanics of Jump King. And I agree, that is kind of how it's gonna pan out. The original title of the game was Go Go Pogo Power. We're probably changing that. Right now, we are testing the name. What was it? Pump Punks, because the idea of Go Go Pump Power was something that came up, and probably gonna have some more sneaker styling in that sense. So Pump Punks is what we're going for now. It's still a working title, but I feel it lands better than Go Go Pogo Power. But yeah, I thought they were chocobos. They're not chocobos. Sorry. The very early proto chocobos, the ones that joust, right? But no, they're not chocobos. As far as I know, they're like ostriches. And the chocobos were not codified back then, so I don't know. Yeah. So back into Andrew's gonna be really happy with the number of characters produced for the gem. I agree. I agree. I mean, he didn't want it to be a whole ass theme, but I think we pestered him enough for him to add it as a secondary theme. But he's gonna be happy. Yeah, a lot of cat girls are coming along the way. Even cat boys. He says he has no problem with cat boys either. So that's cool. So uh, what I'm gonna do? I have my little Trello thing here. Some of the stuff that we've done, some of the stuff that I need to do, and this is kind of like the whole production thing I'm looking into. What's in doing and to do is what I'm going to try to tackle. It's not very explicit, but at least it helps me know what the hell am I going to do today. So I'm going to jump right in. So first things first, I should do the controller decoupling first, because my idea would be to just have a set of functions that work as the action that an input should do, and controller action that an input should do. So we're specifically doing a Catboy just to spite them. Great. So what I was saying about this input thing is pressing a key would trigger a function that function does different things depending on the context. Because the way the game works right now is if you are idle, as in on land, flat on land, and you press either right or left, you're going to charge your jump. If you release it, you shouldn't be able to control your aerial position. More on that later. And if you tap again either side, you do your special. We're considering doing a button, a special button besides the side buttons. And to have them be more plastic, we're going to start separating those actions, those controller actions, from the actual input. So let's going to go ahead and start with, like, I don't know, controller left. So I'm going to simulate a controller press, controller right, and then it's going to be controller special, just for the sake of that. What am I going to need is which player did this, and then work around that. He's packing heat. We're specific. Oh, your cat boy is packing heat? That's a weird way to phrase it, but let's go with that. So who else is making a game for the jam, besides you, Mohast, and the Crimson guitarist. I assume you're also working on your game. I don't know if anybody else on chat is doing that. I am. You're working on the jam, man? I didn't know that. That's so cool. Do tell. What are you doing? You're working, but you're not working on the jam, right? You're just working? Mystery? Question mark? Uh, and the idea is... So I'm gonna comment these two for now. I'm just gonna make a little group called input actions. Just unconvinced with the phrasing, but let's go with that. You gave me an idea. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. What's your game gonna be about? How's it gonna play out? I'm making one with a team. We're almost able to get the interrupt between rollback and lobby set up. Oh Jesus, you're doing netcode. That's I'm scared of that, man. I'm scared of netcode if I'm being honest. It's a bullet hell fighting game. What? Oh, I'm very interested right now then. Like Dodonpachi, the fighting game. I would like to see that. Something like Contra Brawler. I don't know. I first time hearing about that. I'm gonna look it up. Contra Brawler. Okay. Contra Brawler. It's a thing, or it's like you just named it like that. No, apparently you just named it like that. But a Contra Brawler. Something like a Contra Brawler. Okay. So like a versus thing. No. That's the mashup. Cool. Got it. We're testing, proving the idea that certain rollback relay plugins can work together. We almost have it. I'm scared, man. Contra with a brawler. That sounds cool. What are you using? Unity, Godot. I'm not asking for a breed because I don't know if you use Unreal. I don't think you do, but probably a good time to Godot. I imagine. Cool. Everybody's using Godot. Everybody's a good friend of Godot. Yeah, Godot is a friend. Not that much of a friend as Construct for me, but I've used it. I like it. I don't have much of the gymnastics of it yet to try to do something like this on Godot and know that I will be able to make it in time for the jam, though. Yes. Exactly, Crimson guitars. It's good to have like open source stuff. Yeah, totally agree. It's okay. So following up on this, my idea is I'm gonna do something. The reason I do this groups within Construct is because it's easier to eventually just separate them on an event sheet, EV input, and I just do this. I cut and I paste and I have this baby, and here I just include the event sheet, event input, and kind of like works like classes and subclasses, for lack of a better comparison, but it helps to just have things more in order and separated, makes it more readable. But at first, having those groups gets the job done. And right now, input is going to become its whole ass thing, and I would rather have it separated from the main event sheet that I'm using right now. So why do I need this? And why do I need this to be a global variable? That's how it works in Construct, but still. So input player 1 left. Input player 1 right. Input player 1 special. Input player 1 okay. Input player 1 cancel. Why are they numbers? I'm going to be using key codes because again, this is like a layer on top of JavaScript. So I'm going to read those inputs, read those key codes, do something with those key codes. Just like I did before in here, now that things are commented, right? But I'm going to uncomment this. So what I have right now is like this. On D press, instead of using an actual defined specific key, I will change the event to on on key code press, and I can use the key code, the numbered key code. That will give me flexibility to use whatever key I feel like it, and eventually make it a setting for players that can change the mapping of the keys on their own. Same thing for eventual gamepad implementation, right? So I'm gonna comment this again so it doesn't mess with what I'm trying to do. And I'm gonna need some key codes, key code JS. This dude right here. No, there's like a website that you just press a key code and it just draws. There you go. So it's like A, it's 65, D is 68. Cool. Every day is 65. Alright, is 68. Right. That's what I'm gonna use. For just trying shit, let's go with special is gonna be down S in this case, 83. 83. And E is gonna be okay. Nice. This is gonna be 69. And Q is gonna be the back button, which is 81. There we go. All right. So these are player one's inputs. I'm gonna need to do player two. I'm gonna have to change this one by one because I'm a sucker. Oh, there we go. Now special for player two. Pipe Dream. Have this game be playable for up to 4 players. Gonna happen? I don't think so. But it's a pipe dream. And eventually this also helps to be more plastic, more decoupled, and gives us more chances to make better, more plastic game. Having the actions of the inputs separated from the actual input event also helps us to eventually make a CPU AI, right? Like when the computer is fighting against you. Because that way I can just trigger the actions as in the player did a left input, not specifically what key, but the left input or the right input or the special input without going through more events. Meow, hello, how you doing? Welcome. Sorry, I got lost in the sauce. So it's player one inputs. Hey, doing good. I'm on the clock right now. Oh, shoot. So, what are you working on, if you can share? Player two inputs. Lost in the sauce. I can't wait to run a tournament for this. Oh, man, that was so cool. That was so sick. It's not gonna have netcode. You just gotta use parsec. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen for the jam. So right now the player two inputs are gonna be the same as player one's. This is not something that we want, so we're gonna use arrow keys 37 and 39. That's 37 and 39. Special, we're gonna go with down, which is 40. Okay, and cancel. What the fuck do I use as this? I don't know. N and M it's gonna be. So M is gonna be okay, and N, 77 and 78. 77 and 78. I don't like this inputs, but it's not a problem because it should be easy to change later down the line. I don't mind using parsec. Yes, thank you. Trying to get a printer to work and organize an event. Oh, printers. I hate printers, man. I actually got a game design last August. Oh, nice. Nice. Congrats. Where? Do I know this place? Should I know this place? That's cool, man. Congrats. Thank you. Jam City. Oh, yes, Jam City. Those are good folks. There's a lot of good folks in there. Like Jam City here in Montevideo, there's like, I don't know, 20 people I know of. They're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. Are you in anybody I know? Are you in the team with anybody I know? We're just talking like shop right now. Yes, she actually, yeah, Maria Racket, Mary Racket was actually she's a student of mine when I used to be a teacher. She actually was a student of mine. She's great. Glad to know she's working with you because she's insanely cool. And we actually exchanged a couple of memes, and I'm her co-worker. Okay, cool. Uh, yeah, say hi to her. Okay, I'm sorry. It's hard coding and then chatting and going back and forth with that while rubber ducking with you folks. So there'll be times when I will just disassociate to keep on working in the code. So and just keep on rubber ducking, right? Uh, so give me a minute. I'm trying to get back in on rail. Keep at it and ignore me. No, it's cool. It's cool. I really like. Yeah, I really like chatting because it's part of the whole deal of streaming to know what everybody else is doing and talk about the code. I'm just letting you know there'll be times when I'll be like having trouble just going back and forth. But other than that, it's cool. Okay, so I have the inputs as key codes for both players. I commented the old way I did this because it depended a lot on states and specific keys, and I don't want that. I'm gonna replicate what I did with the old input with this new ideas, because the idea is a new event. So for every input on key pressed, on key code press, I need on key code press input P1 left. Can you not edit this? No. I need to know when it's being pressed, when it's being held, and when it's being released. I might not use all of those, but it's good that I have them at hand, right? So in this case, I need to know when it's being pressed because it's when the charging animation starts to trigger. I need to know if it's being held because I need to keep on charging while it's being held. I need to know when it's released so the character can jump. So I need the three states in that sense for this particular key. And I'm going to do the same with all keys, actually. Probably not the OK and cancel one, but or maybe not the special one. I'm just going to do it with the left and right. Let's go with that. On code release, input P1 left. Okay, so we're talking player one input here. All right. Oh, I remember this. So when I did this before in other games, there were different functions. It was like press left, held left, released left, right? So I might need to do those kinds of. I'm just gonna call it input. I know it's not perfect, but that's gonna be yeah like this. Hold, release, and just. And this is what I'm gonna do. It's input, press left, and if it's player one, player one. Then I'm gonna see what the hell I do with that on that specific function. So it's not on held. I need it to be on hold, player one, and on release. Is this perfect? No. Does it work? Yes. That's all I need for now. And I'm going to copy these 3 actions. And it's going to be for right. Input right, press. Input right, hold. And input left. No, it's input right. Duh. Input right, release. There we go. Please feel free to ask any questions, any stuff that you might think. Also, feel free to give feedback of what the heck I'm doing. I know I'm using construct, it's not common, but the logic that I'm trying to pull off, I try to make it explicit, so I don't know. You can body check me if I'm missing something. Anyway, so this is what I want when it comes to the left. This is what I want when it comes to the right. And same thing, right, right. So it might seem like I'm adding a lot of extra steps, but again, the coupling is what's important. To just have key presses are separated from what the actions of those key presses do, and those key presses are the ones that and those actions are the ones that define what the player will do in different contexts, right? If it's in different states and whatnot, as it used to do before, but in one single block that was very rigid and very limited. I'm doing press, right? And it's player 2. So what's going to be smart is I'm going to do this because I don't want to write that whole thing again. Yes. And instead of press, it's going to be hold. And instead of release, instead of press, it's going to be release. Here. All right. So the active inputs, the keystrokes for the player have been listed. The actions those key presses do have been listed, but they have no information inside them. So I need to go one by one with the input action thing that I did right here. I will need to do some revision when it comes to the naming conventions. But again, I'm just going to roll with this for now, see where it takes me. And if I need to do more housekeeping, it's going to come in the future. Do it first, you can do it pretty later. That's it. I'd rather see the characters move around with this idea in mind before I consider redoing the whole thing again. I'm not redoing it, actually. It's just basic decoupling that I'm doing right now. The first one was like proof of concept coding that needed to be revised anyway. So based on what I did here is, first I gotta pick the actor that has the value of player the same as the player value from the code. So, and then I will ask the questions that I did back then. Instead of having the specific actor, I'm going to replace the object with this. The family of different actors, which is a player object, the player controller, right? Why not the specific actor player? Might sound redundant, but maybe there's going to be another kind of actor that players can control or the CPU can control, and we might need to use the family instead of that specific character, because that specific actor is going to have some more nuance that we don't know about yet. Let's rather keep it abstract. All right, so based on what I said before is it was pressed, so it's, I changed the state. I gotta replace this with a fam actor. Right. I start my charge. Cool. If it's down, I'm gonna copy this. And then I'm gonna have to do a double one on this one because I'm gonna need this uncomment, replace object for fam actors, ask this question. Why didn't you? Oh, it didn't change the whole thing. I'm just going to replace the object. You are going to be changed for actors. There we go. What am I charging? Okay. There's going to be a problem with the sites eventually. Problem for Rod of the Future, not now. Okay. Jump charge and unreleased. I agree here. And unreleased. Boom, boom. This. And I'm going to need to replace the object. There are no objects can replace extra play to replicate the object. Which one? What are you talking about? Wait a minute. Oh, what? What did I do wrong? Char jump strength is not a family thing. It should be a family thing. Char jump strength max. Yeah, this happened on Thursday while trying to code really, really fast. This is not gonna fly. So I'm gonna need fam actors to have a, what was it? Charge jump strength max. Jump strength max, okay. Jump strength max and an underscore just for good measure. I'm gonna keep these as the original value that I saw, which was 800, and I'm gonna have to change that elsewhere. So it's gonna be these. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna need to check on this little dude. I need to find all your references that are not working anymore. I'm gonna change you. Even though they're commented, I'm gonna need to be sure I'm not using them. And if I copy paste it, it still works. Because I want to delete that variable and then change the name. Yes. So it's no longer referenced, so I can delete it without any guilt. And the new one, I'm gonna remove the underscore. I did absolutely nothing with that. No, there we go. Cool. All right. And if the player is like this, okay. It's probably not gonna work, but I'm gonna try it anyway. To jump to the left as a with A, because A was the key code for left, which is 65. Yes, it is. Let's see if that worked. I don't think it does, because it's always something missing when you try it for the first time. Let's see how that goes. Never mind, it worked. It jumped on the other direction, but it worked. That's cool. So, oh, I changed the state to the wrong side. There we go. It's left. There we go. So, all of these. So I can do this. And copy. You can see the redundancy in this one's right already. Like, they're clones of each other. There's not much difference. And there's still gonna be trouble when I'm charging one and not the other. What? Wait, what? Why is this? No, it should be this. Release? No, shut up. There we go. And now it's jump right. So, with that said, did we just change the whole input system of the game? Okay, so... okay, things are getting messed up for no apparent reason. Okay, no. Weird stuff all around. No. So, oh, I didn't. Why did I do this? No, I need to change the. There we go. I need to change this. There we go. How about now? Why are you moving with? Why are you moving like that? Healthy programmer laugh when things get funky. Of course. Uh, okay, so if I press right, you get the player 2 doing it, and if I press left, it's the player 1 that moves. For whatever reason, let's see about that. So, looks like I got my inputs wrong. There we go. Let's see. So, oh, I see. No, it's input 2. Oh, I have no input. Why did I use player 2 here? It's clearly, it's doing what it's supposed to do based on the code. I just messed up. There we go. So that's player 1 input. Thank you so much. Player 2 input. It's going to have the same things, but instead of saying player 1, it's going to say player 2. And here it's going to say player 2. I'm going to be here a while. So let's do this column first. Oof, yeah. And I'm going to be here a while. I'm having some coding troubles that just make me want to curl over. Oh, of course. That's part of the fun of coding. The good thing about having bugs in video games when it comes to mechanics and seeing the characters do stuff is most of the time they turn out to be quite funny. Like, they do things they're not supposed to do. And if you're not pressed for time and you're just starting, it's funny and it's endearing. If you're in your last legs and you're pressed for time in the project, it's not that funny. So let's just have fun with the ones that we can for now. So, having copy pasted and changed a couple of things around, it should work. Keyword is should. So, are we jumping right? Yeah. Our little panda is jumping around properly. She has chart hops. She has long hops. And hop, hip. His name was Hip. To the right, to the left. Up, right, left. Both for no apparent reason. There we go. That's good. That's good. Do they no longer pogo? No, we dropped the pogos. After talking with Funky, the idea is to, instead of having pogo sticks, they have powered sneakers or something like that. It's like pumps. That's why it's called Pump Punks now. Mechanically, it hasn't changed. The reason for this is makes a lot of sense when Funky presented the idea. Is characters are not that cool if they always have a pogo stick like covering 3/4 of their design, and the character designs are cool enough to just let them be. So we're probably gonna go with that. Does it make a little less sense in the context of the game? Yes. Do we care? No. The characters are cool enough so they can be shown off properly. That's kind of like what we're going for, and that's also why the name change. Besides, Funky didn't like the go pogo power thing, mostly because it sounds too Japanese, and the idea is that the game is not specifically like hyper Japanese. The idea is to be more like a cosmopolitan kind of thing. It's a characters from all over the world in a sort of cosmopolitan metropolis. Less Tokyo To from Jet Set Radio, more uh, New York, if you will. But New York with a coat of paint, more Splatoon, if you will, I guess. But yeah, Neapolitan. Yeah, let's go with that. Placeholder is still Townsville from Powerpuff though. You can actually see the Powerpuff Girls logo in the little corner over there. Like, I don't know, it's weird doing mirroring moves here. Like in this corner of the screen of the game, you can see the Powerpuff Girls logo like here. We call that casata in Uruguay, the strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla flavors when they're mixed together. So yeah, a murder, yes, and then he spawns back in. Did I? Wait. What? Did you see that? Casata. Casata de frutilla, vainilla y chocolate. Casata con una prole, casata de helado, del tupper de helado. I'm just going Spanish because we're talking about Uruguay and stuff, right? Yeah, that's nice popping up from the button. Yeah, you also saw that, right? Because it's like I implemented the wrapping property behavior, I mean, for the characters. I didn't take into consideration that the wrapping was gonna generate this. This is a detected bug. I'm gonna write it down. No, no. That's okay, Mo has. I'm gonna put it as a bug here. Bug. Wrapping from the top makes you pop up from the bottom. So the idea is to probably have it one way somehow. The behavior is like super limited. Let's see how that is so we can understand what we're talking about. Construct has a lot of stuff that it's just a behavior and no code is included. You just change properties. And in this case, let's see, it's on the prefabs, yes. So wrap to see the wrap behavior wraps around the layout, which is the screen, like the designated screen area. Meeple unlock. Yes, the meeple. And the idea is to have it work on one direction only and not just all the screen. So I'm probably gonna look it up later. It's not. It is an issue, but it's not a big issue. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna take a small bathroom break and follow up later. See you in 5. And I'm back. How's everybody doing? So, let me read some chat. Can a character flip their X axis to block with their feet from above? Thinking about it. Not specifically a universal mechanic, but probably a special for some characters or a character. I don't know. Not necessarily flip, but somehow block. And I don't know which one or how. We're just exploring. And the idea is yes, each character has their own thing. Trying to keep it as contained as possible. Just, at least I don't want to go off the rails when it comes to scope. And there is something in here, as in mechanically, it's interesting, it's funny, doesn't have much depth. I am aware of that. I don't know with the specials and different stats we're gonna have any of that, but at least it's gonna be a fun game to play with your friends, and it's gonna be a fun game to play against a decently coded CPU opponent. That's honestly it's all I'm looking for. It's like, is it cool to play? Yes. Do I get bored from it for perhaps playing an hour or two? Yes, and that's fine. You can have snack games. You don't need like big ass whole ass meal games, and that is fine. So yeah, and that's an all other discussion when it comes to scope and stuff like that. Sometimes people just want to make a 3-course meal of a game, and you haven't even done a snack game first. Start with snack games, man. Start with snack, and in jams, go for snack games. That's kind of like, at least the way I see it. Not because you shouldn't be ambitious, but because you're gonna burn out if you do that a lot, often, and in contexts that are demanding, like a game jam could be. Sometimes you just need the bread bowl games to get you started. Exactly. Sometimes you just need that. You need that. There's like everybody. There's was like this meme back then that everybody's first game was gonna be like a GTA. Like everybody pitches a GTA at first. It's like, no, don't do that. Everybody's like, hey, I want to make a game sometime, and it's gonna be like GTA, but it's gonna have this, and it's not gonna have that, and I'm sure we can make it. We just do it on 2D or whatever. It's like, make a punk ass arcade game first. Like, replicate an arcade game first. Make Pac-Man. Shut the fuck up. You learn a lot by that, man. You learn a lot. You learn a lot more by finishing games than by starting and leaving them like in the background. Just finish a game, and it's fine. You cannot write a novel if you haven't written a short story. Think it like that. Philosophy aside, let's go. Let's move on with the code as we were doing. We need to implement the specials now. There's specials based on input, right? I'm still like, I got a like muscle memory, and I go to the gameplay event sheet. I should go to input event sheet. So, if I'm gonna press the special, I should do. Do I have an input special? Wait. There we go. I'm gonna do some comments to help me out here. It's like player 1 sides. No, it's presses. I don't know if it's a good idea, but let's go with that. Gotta lock in with some work stuff. Good luck. Thank you. Same to you, man. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Codes and releases. So I'm gonna put everything like holds, releases. So left, right, left, right. Cool. Gonna log in with some work. Thank you. All right, and I need to. I'm just gonna go with this. I'm gonna copy this whole ass thing. I'm gonna like input special press. I'm not gonna worry about I'm gonna worry about, what is it? Holds and releases for the special button yet. If I do need them, I'll just copy them like I did. And the states I need are not this one, are just jump left and jump right, and it's gonna be an OR block because it's an OR. It's either one or the other. So if you are left or right, then I should do the special move. Because if I do the special move while on land, nothing should happen, right? So that's why I'm asking this. Special. No, you're gonna do back. Input special. Press. Yeah, it's cool. Player one. And I'm gonna copy these here. It's gonna be P2, P2, and 2. All right, go. Okay. Okay, that should do it. So if it's not if it's jumping or either left or right, and I press that button, what did I do in the other case? So, wait a minute. So I had the states. Okay, call those special. There we go. And I'm going to replace the object, which is with fam actors. There we go. Oh, it's not player one. It's just presses, holds, and releases, and that's it. If everything worked, each character should do the same thing as they did before. So if I boop, okay, by pressing down, I get the special, right? It's not midair yet, but why? Something weird is going on there. I'm gonna check that out. Okay, I can do special. Cool. Something weird is going on because I can still charge while I'm mid-air, and that shouldn't be the case. Or this should be ORs, but it's not going for it? Or that's weird. Presses. This reminds me of Mario War. Exactly. It's Mario War. The inspiration is Mario War, but with Jump King mechanics. I love Mario War. There's like a lot in there, and I believe there's something we can do about that. There's supposed to be like more stage hazards and other stuff that I want to add. Let's see if I can make it. But yeah, exactly. There's a lot of Mario War in here. On presses, on holds. I'm not asking this. I should ask this if I have these states. I should ask if I have this state. So if I'm charging, keep on charging. If I'm charging, keep on charging. Release shouldn't depend on a state. Probably. Honestly, it should depend on the state. It should depend on this one. Okay, there we go. Did I mess up? Probably. How? We shall find out. So I cannot charge while in midair, which is cool. Oh, I have one. This. It's I have to charge? No, you should either idle or charge. So this is gonna be a sub thing. Tuk. There we go. Either charging or idle, or there we go. And tuk. I move this blocks around. And again, either charging or idle. And just in case, this is a redundancy. What I'm going to do right now, it's going to ask if it's already state. If it's not a state of charge, set state player ID, it's spam actors UID, and the new state is state charge. This is a redundancy with the press, but I would rather have it just in case. Again, better ways to do it for sure. Do I care right now? Not at all. This is what I want to do, because if I'm holding and I hold while mid-air, I should be able to land and start charging immediately. That's what I was going for, right? I'm probably going to need an overlay of inputs so you folks can see what I'm touching on screen with my keyboard. It's going to be a thing. This is weird. If I do double press, what happens? I get shrunk faster. I should check that. Not now, but I should check that. It's going to be a bug. You can hold both buttons to charge faster. Shouldn't. Hey, at least I get it. All right. What else? So I have the jump, the specials. Boom. I should change hops, special, hip, specials. It should be on the other directions, because the idea that Funky had was like, if you're going this way and you press the button, you just change your direction so it psychs out the opponent. I'm gonna go with that. I have the sign. I need this to be negative. So it's the opposing sign. There we go. So if everything works, if I do the special move while in mid-air with hip, I should change my direction. Boom. There we go. Oh, that's nice. There's still some weird shit going on with him, because should they bounce from the walls, as in mirror their X vector? Like, this shouldn't be there. It's just like, boom. Probably, right? Question mark? Test. See if bouncing from walls makes sense. There you go. I think it would be fun in the one from. Yeah, I agree. They're probably gonna. Hey, Funky, didn't see you landing. But yeah, probably makes a lot more sense if they bounce. It's less precise, but also less. If you're in the corner, you're more of a sitting duck. People will have to time their charge better if they're coming from above, and have to consider like bouncing off the walls. So, yeah, boom, and boop, changes direction. Yay! All right, so this is cool. We can say, do you have a structure and player input? Yes, we do. It was undoing. Now it's done. Will it need a revision? Of course. Is it done for now? Yes. Gamer's going blind. Is the panda special going to stop their momentum if they use it, or will they get kind of sort of double jump from using it, but only in the direction they were already going? Right now, it locks your X vector. Right now, will it change? I don't know. We can try it. It's again very open-ended right now. As it does is like, boom, there goes your momentum. It's just a minute skip. It's not even a jump. It's like a skip, mid-air skip, to stop your momentum on the spot. Don't know if it makes sense. Don't know if it's gonna work. Honestly, it will be informed by what happens when players try it. I, I was imagining her getting some momentum when I pitched the idea. Should keep it a little, like if she's going, let's say 100, she goes 50, or she goes 25 or something. That's what you had in mind. This is of course on the table. It's no issue at all. It's something that we can test. This was the quick and dirty way because you can see that. Where's the special? Special I just cut the vector to 0. I can do it like self platform vector x, whatever it is, we just cut it in half. And it should do the trick, right? So we go like boom, oh, sorry, boom. It didn't quite move, right? Yeah, it's, yes, my hypothesis has failed because it's not doing it right. Did I change something else? Yeah, I cut the vector in half and nothing happened. So I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna comment this. I think having a little would work well. Otherwise, I think you have a hard time keeping up with hip. Got it. But right now, she just loses all momentum. Still. Does she? Oh, I know why. I know exactly why. Because I changed the status. I changed the state to special, and special stops simulating a button press on either direction. So I'm gonna have to do an exception for I. This is not what I'm looking for. This is actually not what I'm looking for. I'm gonna comment this thing. Reduce horizontal momentum, but make an exception on her special so she doesn't. So she doesn't like full stop mid-air. What do I do with hip? Because it does change that. Oh, I did this little weird thing. I probably should. I'm not going to do the same thing. I have to add exceptions to certain rules, which is fine because there are special moves. I'll probably go about them later. I know how to tackle this. I'm not going to implement it right now. I'm going to go for the JSON parameters first. But I get what you're going for, Funky. And probably going to have that as a parameter too, as in how much the horizontal speed is multiplied. If you want it shortened, you just go 0.5. If you want it more, you go 0.1, 0.5, 0.2, which is probably what hip is going to do. His momentum is going to be like double or whatever. And, but yeah. I'm thinking about that. It's going to be cool, but it's going to take some time to have it properly decoupled and abstracted, right? I can do a test run like I did with hip, but hip can do like weird shit right now as is. It's like, let me see if I can show it. It's like he can slide, but he can slide on the floor. The idea is that I believe is either he keeps on sliding as he does right now, or he's just slowly slides as he lands, or you keep the momentum while on midair. Right now it's a timer. You see that it did like an L-shaped movement. Because it does is I have no deceleration midair, and then I do. That was a good kill though. But yeah. What I'm gonna do is the parameters for different characters and just make them a set of variables and properties that will define their basic moveset, if you will. How fast they move, how fast they charge, how fast they whatever, right? Still, I'm gonna write this as a bug because it's important. Bug. Charging right now is frames dependent. If you have a faster refresh rate, you're gonna charge faster because right now it's just adding stuff every frame. If you have 120, it's gonna charge faster, and that's not cool. We should keep it, like, again, decoupled from the frame rate. I had an idea for that. Again, I'm not gonna be able to implement it like today, but I have an idea for that. It's good that I have it identified, so I just keep it here. I'm not gonna put them. I'm gonna put them bug list. I'm gonna do a whole ass thing, different things like here, here. This is a backlog, and boom. Charging right now is frames per second. Cool. JSON loader and JSON sheet for character stats. Yes. So we're gonna do some JSON stuff. This is our, what is it? I'm gonna create a new sheet. So it's gonna be like fighting game, fighting game jam, character stats JSON builder. So the way we've done it before, I'm gonna look for one of the documents that we used way back then. Oh, I see you shared the animation doc. Thank you, Funky, on our Discord. So what I was gonna do is look up for some other things that we've done with the JSONs before. I'm gonna show you a rather complex one. Okay, so it's not that it's complex in what it does, it's complex in what it shows, right? I don't know if I understood what I just said. So this is a weird thing, and it's a tool we've used a lot of times before at the studio for different projects. This is a dress-up game. This is a JSON for a dress-up game. A dress-up game that has a lot of clothing, of course, a lot of colors for those clothes, and it needs a way for it to be editable, customizable by the team without going through code. Code makes it as abstract as possible but as flexible as possible, so they can test things without depending on somebody making a build out of that. So what you have right now here is different body parts and dress-up parts. Like you have the skin tones, different types of hair, different eyebrows, different eyes, whatever. And each one has different properties, like the name that it's going to be internal. In this case, it never shows up in the game. Is it going to be a premium asset? In the case of our dress-up games, premium assets had this rewarded ad factor to them. So if I said true, then it was going to be like available if you watched an ad. So I'm going to keep it at false. Body area, this is something internal. It's like what part of the doll is it going to change? Tags, again, how is it going to be shown within the game, whatever. Default palette, it's 1-1, which means like the first color of the skin list and the first color of the skin shade list. This is, again, super into the bushes of a specific game that is not this one. But what I'm going for is a way to describe properties for a game or a character or whatever humanly readable within its limits, but then it gets JSONed. What you can see here is like a lot of stuff that look like parts of a JSON document. Then it picks up the values from the previous sheet and concatenates that, like cramps all the text from that other sheet into that cell that we have, the orange cell, right? And that here, if I copy the contents of this and I go like JSON path, whatever, validator, let's go with that. It produces a readable, you can actually see it. It produces a readable JSON, right? It does not? Cool. Oh, it's a path evaluator? Are you not using path? Mm-hmm. Cool, so this didn't work. What is it? Like JSON validator? Let's go with that. JSON formatter and validator. Was it this one? Process? Yeah, it does. See, it's a JSON. It's an actual JSON that it's listed and shown and whatever. Like, what I want to do is have like character name, jump strength, charge time, gravity, whatever. Those numbers very easily described as it is. Let's go with that. And I'm going to do exactly that. So, so the values, what am I doing this? Like, so I'm going to need like a character ID. It's going to be like A. So we're going to have like I, hip, Freebo, was it? Palm, and Jazz. Display name. So how it's going to be shown in the game. Capitalization. Yeah, I should have said yes, but yeah. So why do I care about this? Because you never know if you're going to change the name later. Like right now it's Palm, and then the code is considering Palm as the name, and then we change her to Juliet, whatever, right? And the display name is another thing, and the internal reading of the name is something else, and that is fine. So we can go like jump strength max. How strong is going to be the max strength? I is going to be like the basic character. For now, she's going to use the basic stats that we have here, which is jump strength is 650. Gravity is 1500. These values are pixels per second or something like that. Who gives a shit? It's just vibe space, if I'm being honest. Then you have max fall speed. We might need that. We can make it more floaty. Max fall speed. I'm gonna have them all centered. Acceleration and deceleration. These are like big ass numbers right now, so they don't like slide on landing by default, or they don't accelerate as they move across their jumping arcs. Is that a possibility? Yes. Do we want that right now? I don't think so. I'm trying to anchor some things so there's not like, it's not too unwieldy for players to understand how their jump arcs work. Something I would like to add, I think you'll agree with this, Funky, is to leave like a little trail as the character jumps. So it draws the jump arc for the players to understand how they're moving. And even though it's going to be variable depending on how long you charge, I believe it's important to just communicate that visually and not just be so by space. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you two know each other. That's so cool. So it's max fall speed and max max fall speed. I have a little flag going around from way back. Oh, cool. And then it's like horizontal speed, I'm gonna call it. It's not gonna be that. But yeah. And horizontal speed is that. So for now, what's going on? I don't need this by. So these values are going to be copied across all characters for now, just for the sake of doing that. Strength is misspelled. Let's go strength max. So special. I'm still missing letters here. Dude, I'm dyslexic as fuck lately. Special jump. Special gravity. No, shut up. Shut up. Special fall speed. Special horizontal speed. Other param 1. Other param 2. Why am I doing this? Just to cover my bases. I don't know if I'm going to use any of this, but in the meantime, let's just go with it. Because already hip and hip and I are changing their trajectories and values, the platforming values on their special moves. Probably a lot of the characters will do. And I don't know if I'm going to use weird parameters that I'm going to need later. So I'm just going to go like param A, B, C. I'm just going to hit param A, param B, woof, param B, param C. What am I going to use them for? Who knows? But at least I know they're there. I'm going to be able to change them. You're working on the backgrounds. Hey, it's cool. If you need to ask Pencil about this, go ahead. He knows his stuff. He really does. So, cool. This is human readable. That is cool. And I'm going to change the name to char data. But then the Fire Nation would attack, which is I'm going to call it JSONify because I'm making a JSON out of this. So the way I see it is I need to open the JSON, if this would allow me. There we go. To open the JSON. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But hey, teamwork, delegate. That's how it works. Don't put yourself, don't put that much on top of your shoulders. It's fine. And again, we've worked together in a lot of projects with Pencil, so we kind of know how things blend and between the way we work, the way I work and he works. So you should like talk to him about that. He'll really know how to like what is it? Round, make the squares more round for those round pegs, if you will. Yes, Funky and Pencil the same project. That's right. It's an insane thing visually. It's like I gotta ramp up my game because that art needs to be shown off, and that's what I'm trying to do. Streaming is also putting me on the spotlight to do like decent coding. It's part of the jam. My challenge for the jam is mostly like trying to rubber duck with people hearing me talk about what I do and my process. And has been very enlightening, if I'm being honest. It's been like a couple of days that I've done it so far, and it's very interesting and very cool. But now I got to do a JSON file. So if I'm going to open the JSON, it's like, and then I go like, char ID. And then oh, please, give me a colon, man. The thing is, I am using my keyboard, which is in Spanish. I am writing in English right now, so some of the keys are not where they're supposed to be. You're going to have a good time by looking at that. And here's what I'm going to pick up. Oh, that's so real. Yeah. So, the idea is, no, there we go. I'm going to use you, and then I'm going to use So the idea is that I get to do this. Okay, partial credit. Let's go. It's not this. It's luck 1. There we go. And now, if I do 5 of these, I have all the characters. There we go. I'll be learning the outcode at this point. Yeah. And here is gonna be. Oh no, sorry. I gotta. Oh, what the? There we go. Is this? There we go. I gotta open the. There we go. Comma. Display name. Colon. There we go. I'm learning. Yeah. Sorry. What? Did somebody followed? I don't know. Just. Anyway. So here is display name. But you have to lock the 1. Befriend your spreadsheets, man. There you go. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. And you gotta befriend your spreadsheets, man. Spreadsheets are like a godsend. They're like, you can use them as dumb as you want to, and you can use them as complex as you want to. Befriend your spreadsheets. If you're working in video games, if you're working in anything actually, but just befriend spreadsheets. Don't be afraid to use them. And contrary to some Microsoft build people, you don't need anything more besides what you get from Google Sheets. Unless you're doing like oddly specific things, you're very much good to go with a Google package, and that's it. And here I'm gonna need this, comma, this. I'm gonna do like properties. I'm gonna go properties. Should I do this nested thing? I'm gonna do a nested thing right now. Mostly for make it more readable when it comes to like actually playing the game. Oh wait, duh, I can plan the background out with Blender. Yeah, go with that, man. And then I'm gonna go, what is it? Let's jump strength. Give me this. Give me fuel, give me fire. There we go. And inverted comma. There we go. This should exactly. And now, give me this. Jump strength. I'm gonna close that value, comma. What was it? Jump strength. What was the name of the other thing? Gravity. Gravity. Colon. Inverted comma. Gravity. This. I'm gonna do this for all the values. You can tell where I'm going with, right? I'm like writing the JSON manually and then eventually like clamp it into a whole string. That would be a JSON file, right? So all the data can be changed here for anybody on the team that wants to try things out and have like the other, like I mentioned, right? Like this cell right here that concatenates the whole thing and just roll with it, right? And you can copy paste that on a JSON file that will be read by the game without the need of making another build. That's kind of like the whole thing. And also make it like stupid easy to have like this little knobs for us to just test things out without going deep into the code. Anyway, back to it. So gravity's done, comma. Oh, I forget what I'm doing. Fall speed, horizontal speed. So it's gonna be like just fall speed, comma, blah, blah, comma, blah, x speed, because it sounds cooler. Comma, and no, colon, inverted, close, because I close the properties, open, special, open, no, open, what is it? Jump. I'm just gonna call it jump. No, jump strength. Keep it readable. Jump strength. There I go. There I go. On close, it's gonna be you close the jump strength, then you open a new one, which is gravity, comma, no, colon, Jesus, colon, gravity, comma, this bad boy, fall speed, comma, oh, that one's wrong, I saw that. That one's wrong. This one shouldn't be a comma, should be a colon. There we go. Fall speed, took, comma, took, x speed, oof, x speed, close, colon, verticomma, comma, param a. These are the fake parameters I thought of. This would be easier if I just do this. Param b and param z. Oh shoot, we need more. Make more to the right. There we go. That's what happens when you start making these, because they just go on forever. Not saying this is the best practice. It's a good practice, but not the best. There are better ways to go by this. I don't care. So, and I close this. And it's not going to work for a particular reason. Now that I think about it. So I'm going to leave it at that. I do not need to do this. It should be... No, it's gonna be... It's not gonna be this. It's gonna be... Oh, Jesus. I changed it to Spanish. No, give me English. English. There we go. Why do you hate me? There we go. This. And I'm not gonna need this one. I'm just gonna need this. So it's the user AI. So it's a character it's a character ID that's gonna nest all this data, and then it's gonna be unnested. It's gonna have a comma. Let's go with that. It's not gonna be perfect. I need to make some ifs within that. Okay, so it's gonna be boom, 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 boom. I'm copying the formulas. Boom, 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 boom. And this is gonna do this. No, I'm gonna do... I need the fall speed. Fall speed, where you at? this. And then I'm gonna need horizontal speed, yes. And for the special, I'm just gonna put it some weird values. I'm gonna go like, just to know if it's reading it properly. 150. 3, 4, 5. Screw that. And just letting it fill it. Why are you doing the same thing? Anyway. Do these values mean absolutely nothing. I'm just testing. So it's like special jump. There we go. Special gravity. Wait, let's squish this. Because it's too long, man. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Why did I do that? Anyway, special fall. Special speed. Special parameter A. Special parameter B. And special parameter C. All right. So now I can pick these. And there we go. And I can do this, which is concatenate whatever the fuck you have here. Those are a lot of characters that we're not gonna do. And having this here and no, just go here. I'm gonna need a JSON parser. Was it? Yeah, JSON parser. What's this one? What's this one? So you didn't like it. Cool, because it has a comma. Why do you like it? This used to be better. Oh, I don't want this. No. Give me this. What is it that you don't like? It's this one. Oh, it's this one. This one was great. You don't like this because there's a double something you say? Oh my god, all the ads. Expected on property JSON, line 1, column a lot. Okay. So, AI. It's not AI, it's I. Her display name, her properties, jump strength, gravity, fall speed. You're still having trouble in line 8. I see. No, you're gonna have trouble. I get that. No, fall speed. Duke. And this is this. Cool. Special has the same set of rules. I'm gonna go split them up. Fall speed. X. Get back there. X speed. Param A, param B, and param C, whatever these are. The idea is I close this, and then I go with hip. Line. It does seem to work. Do you now? You don't like 9? Oh, I know. Check this out. I was just missing that. There we go. See, now it works. So the idea is, oh my god, enough with the ads. The idea is, if you're still watching, what you have on the right is a readable version of the JSON that we just made on the Google Sheet, but just copy pasting. The thing I have to do, if I get this right, not this one, this one, I'm gonna copy paste, get out, and replace the last comma with a bracket. And it works. It's readable. That is a readable JSON. The idea is that we can make our own. I'll just add an if at the end, and that's fine. Or just brute force this since we're just using 5 characters. I'm gonna brute force it. That's it. I don't care. I don't care. It's gonna be like this, this, and I'm gonna. There's a nasty fly going around. I'm brute forcing it because we don't need to go like full technical and full scalable. It just works, which is what we need right now. And it just works. Copy paste it, it just works. So what I'm gonna need to do next is having this data right here, I'm gonna need construct to pick it up, read it, and then assign it to the characters. So they have different values for different properties and stuff, right? We'll see about that later. I'm gonna take another quick bathroom break and I'm gonna be back. I don't think I'm gonna finish this today on stream, probably gonna finish it offline. But if you have any questions, I know it's kind of dense because it's not that fun to see compared to seeing like the characters move around and do weird stuff. But if you're gonna take anything from this, is befriend your spreadsheets because you're gonna need them one way or the other, either to convey information or to use whatever information or calculations that you have from there for something else. In this case, we're making a JSON file out of this, right? So yeah, quick bathroom break and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Thanks for hanging around. Hey, thanks, Mohast. I don't know if you already left, but thanks for hanging out. Yeah, you're still on. Thank you, man. It's been good. Oh, if anybody's going to Mike's stream right now, I believe he's streaming some of his indie fighting game shenanigans. Say hi. He's a cool dude. We like Mike. And all right. So now I'm gonna do a whole ass event sheet to read those JSON files, right? So first of all, let's make a new event sheet. I'm gonna like JSON. It's gonna be event sheet JSON. Screw that. I'm gonna create a JSON file here. JSON. I'm gonna do is pick up, I'm gonna shut this down. There you go. This guy right here, copy paste it. Well, it looks like shit. No, if we beautify it, we can read it. You see? So the idea is you have like how the character is going to be displayed in the HUD or the system or whatever, the different properties of the basic movement and the different properties of their special move. Would those values for the special move make sense? I don't know. I'm probably going to use them for a lot of them. Already, I and hip have specific movement details that I'm going to pick up from values that I do there. So, like in the case of I can probably use a parameter A to be the multiplier of the current horizontal momentum that I want to cut off or multiply, right? Or I can do a fixed number since the speed is not going to change due to acceleration or deceleration. I don't know. I'm just going to try stuff out. That's kind of like how it works. Okay. So I have the JSON file. I'm going to call them chart data. There we go, chart data. And I'm gonna need I'm gonna need to order this, to put some later order on the object types, but not now. JSON. I'm gonna need a JSON file. And it's gonna be called JSON character data. And I'm gonna have the event sheet of JSON character data. JSON load. Rather JSON load and parse, and then JSON reads. JSON gets. Does JSON get it? I don't know. Does he? Either way. So, load and parse. There's going to be a function. Then it's going to be called JSON load. JSON load. I'm going to have to have a local variable which is like JSON list, because I'm going to have some other JSONs that I will eventually like to load. And this is going to have like character data.json and just going to be it, right? I'm not going to go into this right now. I'm going to make just a simple exception of it works with this one. But if I'm going to use like the settings or other stuff that I'm going to need as a JSON, they're probably going to be different files, and I'm going to have to parse them individually as I go along. For now, JSON load, what is going to do is I'm going to need a global variable is JSONs /all set, and I'm going to be a boolean. There we go. It's false. Cool. So I'm going to need the Ajax object. Ajax, because this allows me to use local files within the project. In this case, it's a JSON file. So I'm going to request a project file, which is, in this case, character data. And it's going to be called just chart data for all intents and purposes right now. I'm going to request this. What's going to happen is Ajax on completed, when the character data is loaded, JSON character data is going to parse whatever the Ajax picked up, which is last data. Right now, what I have to do is also make another layout so the game doesn't start playing before I parsed any of these JSONs, right? Not going to be a problem right now, but it's going to be a problem eventually. What I have right now is I'm loading the JSONs through this Ajax object. Once I get it, I parse it into the JSON object for construct. What that object does is I can then use that for whatever the heck I want. It's a object within the construct runtime environment where I can pick up values for the properties of the characters. Right now, it does nothing, because I'm not even triggering the function. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to need a layout and its event sheet. And it's going to call loading, even though it's not loading anything. I'm going to change the background just for the sake of not having a gray background. Which brings me to, I should change the loading style. It's going to break somebody's retina, but sure, whatever. Constructs blush. No, progress bar and logo. Progress bar only. First layout is loading. Hey. Gonna get off for now. Good luck. Thank you. Have a good one, Funky. So what's gonna happen is, now if I want to play the game, it's gonna be stuck on this screen, like preview project. Because there's nothing going on. I haven't asked for anything within that layout. That layout has event sheet 1 assigned to it. I'm gonna call it event sheet loading. So with that, EV loading should do something about itself. So what I'm gonna do is, on start, do the JSON load, functions, JSON load. And I should include the JSON event sheet. Gameplay needs the event sheet too if I'm gonna manipulate it within this. All right, this makes sense. If everything works, it's not gonna show the game, it's still gonna show that blank screen, but on debug, I'm gonna be able to see if the JSON object was populated, right? Because right now, what's gonna happen, I'm gonna do nothing. I'm gonna debug the project, and what's gonna happen is JSON character data, it's empty. You can see it here, it's empty, right? What I wanna do with the JSON load function is that is not empty, that it has some data, right? So if I do this, boom, then debug, boom. Where's my JSON? That's my boy. Now it has the data that we made on the sheet. Right, cool. With that said, what we need is, since the data was parsed, I can change the boolean of JSON all set to true. This is not going to be much of a difference now, but it will be important later. Just going to go like this. Boolean. If JSON's all set, go to, this is not the best way to go about this, but I'm just going to use it. What it does is, at first, I'm not going to move the loading image from its state unless the JSON has been parsed. Once it's parsed, I'm going to say it's all good. And since the event sheet of loading is checking every frame, this is not the cool part, it checks every frame if the JSONs are all set, then I'm going to go to gameplay. What should happen is, we're going to pop into the game and just have like a microsecond of flashing of that sky blue color, right? And preview project. There you go. Not even a microsecond, it just went straight to the game. But what's important is, I got to make sure it went through that so I can pick the data for the characters. And that is, if the JSON has data, the JSON has data. If we have that, we can generate the characters with their specific data sets. And that's where the other part of the JSON gets. JSON char get data. Let's go with that. And I'm gonna need the character ID, which is gonna be a string, property. whatever. And get value, no, get property and category. Why do I need the category? Category property. Why do I say category? Because I can look into properties or special. That's going to be and character get name. This is too specific, but let's go with that. So edit function, it returns a string. Edit function, it returns a string. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get JSON character data. No, I'm gonna make a in local variable is data string, and data is gonna be set value, set value, data, data is gonna be, there we go, JSON character data get and the path string. So the path string is gonna be character ID, right? And it's a string, so I gotta write it manually, like and dot category and dot property, and that's it, right? So it should be something like this, property. And that will have to be functions. Return value is data. The same thing will have to be done here. I'm just gonna call it name. This is to get the display name, which is a silly exception, but let's go with that. So data. No, it's not called data. Got it. I'm gonna copy the path, system set value, name this. It's not gonna be this. It's gonna be name. And that should be it. And then return value. Oof. That's what happens when you change the names of your return values are different. It should be the same thing. Value is name. What should be is return data, and return name. There we go. So I'm gonna do like, I'm gonna say hip has less horizontal speed for lack of a better concept, but stronger jump. Right. Sorry, I'm getting like noises from the computer. Give me a minute. Might be a message. All right. Nothing urgent. Good. Okay. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna go with you get to have this and beautify just for the sake of readability. All right. So now when a character is loaded, player spawn, player number, blah, gameplay. I should why doesn't it doesn't care, because it doesn't use it anywhere, right? This is not being used anywhere, is it? No, it's just a definition, so screw you, I guess. Okay, so right now player states, no. Where's the player spawn? Where did player spawn go? Player spawn, player set state, on start of layout, blah blah blah. Where is it? Collisions? No. Animation? Where player spawn go? Player spawn. Alright, where? What? Oh, I missed the whole thing of controller. Cool. Alright. Player 1. And I'm gonna have to create a little... There we go. Player load stats, I'm gonna call it. No, I'm gonna keep it here. Player load stats, I'm gonna need the player ID. Oh, that's about it. If I know what's going on here. Okay, so fam, actors, UID, player, UID, good. And so fam actors set value, based, jump straight. All right, what? Oh, something's made a noise. I don't know what was it, but sure. Base height. No, base height. No, I need jump strength max. I forgot the timing. And it's gonna be functions. Character get data. Character UID is. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Do the fam actors. Okay, let's go with this. So actor player. The character is called AI. Now I need it to be lowercase just in case. Haha. Oh, this is input. Oh, I get it. No. Will the... What is that? These two guys should... Well, am I using this somewhere? Feels redundant. We'll look into that some other time. But yeah, let's go with this. No, I get it. One is the name of the characters. The other is what the player is using that specific time. So, will it load? It does. We're good. Let's go. Alright, so what I need was on input. It's weird that it's here. We'll see about that later. Fam actors, set value, jump strength. And it's gonna be functions, character get data, fam actors, character, category, properties, property, haha, jump strength. I should do enums of this somehow so it doesn't mess up if I write a typo. Not today. Prefabs. All right. Is this being used somewhere? Not. I'm gonna need functions player load stats for player UID, actor player UID. There we go. I don't know what to expect. Let's see what happens. Actor player. charge 650 and 800. Let's go. So if I'm doing this, and he should be higher, a lot higher actually. So what I'm gonna try is see how high these fellas go. If I make them both jump, he is higher. It does jump higher. I don't know for how much, but it does jump higher. I'm gonna change the gravity of hip. Gonna go harder on this, and horizontal speed is gonna be less. I haven't lowered that, but sure, whatever. But I did not. Now, did I? What I need is platform, jump, strength. Char, jump, self, jump, char, jump, strength max. That's a silly name. I don't have the gravity. Gravity is not associated with this yet. However, fam actors gravity. Nope. I'm gonna get this out of this. Boom. Gravity is set to gravity. There you go. Where? Gravity. Wait, what? This parameter does not take a string. Oh, it's very easy. It's now an integer. There we go. So I'm probably gonna finish off today's stream right around here, as I keep on doing this reading from the JSON. Okay, sure. That means gravity is 0. It's not picking what it should. I'm gonna fix that bug. I'm gonna call it a day, right? Gravity and gravity. Okay, so okay, and beautify. If it's not, why doesn't it like it? Oh, it's I'm gonna see that. Let me see that. So, controller, where are you? Input. Gravity is properly spelled. Is it properly spelled here? Gravity. Cool. Why doesn't it like this? Does that mean my jump strength is not? No, it shouldn't. So if I comment this, the little dude would, of course, be able to draw up. Yeah, they drop. Cool. If I don't comment this, what happens? I'm gonna do what? Max speed. I'm gonna need max speed. I'm gonna go like X speed. Okay. If I comment on gravity, will I get messed up on? Yeah, it's not working. Something not working. Oh man, I gotta fix this before I go out for the day. Okay, if I do this, does everything work? It does. Cool. If I not comment this, does it work? Jump strength is... Oh no, shit happening. Are you a string? No, your number. Huh. What is going on? Probably too tired to think about this one right now, but let's try to fix it. Is it 0? Yeah, it's... No, jump strength is here. Jump sustain, jump strength is good. Jump strength is good, so... What the fuck? You jumped. You're doing well. That's okay. Whatever the fuck happened. Gravity will pick whatever is there. Debug. Gravity is 100 and gravity is 1500. It works. It works. And speed is 200. Let's go. Are you okay? Okay. Okay. It's working. It's working, alright. Okay, so it is working. I can change the values for the characters on the JSON. I need to do some workarounds first. This is amazing. Whoop, whoop. I need to work on the wrap around thing. That's not gonna working as intended. And I'm probably gonna leave it at that for today. It's been like what, 3 hours mostly? No, it's 2 hours, but sure, it feels like a lot, man. I've been coding for a long time. I'm gonna keep working on this while off stream. And but yeah, thanks for joining. Probably gonna upload the on-demand video eventually. I'm already doing it on YouTube. Hey, and I know it's a placeholder, but I still love how the characters really fit in the city Townsville. Yeah, they work, and it's actually that Townsville is not far off to what Funky wants to do visually. So it makes sense. It makes sense that they kind of fit. They're gonna fit a lot better with the actual visuals, but sure. So yeah, I'm finishing off for today. Right now the stream. Gonna do a short break while offline, and then eventually catch up with the whole JSON reader and stuff while off stream, right? So we can follow up tomorrow. What do you say? Tomorrow, same time, same day? No, same day now because it's gonna be Tuesday. Either way, it's hard to rubber duck with people on chat, so I'm gonna try to improve on that. Thanks for joining. Have a good one and stay awesome. Bye.